You're gonna
recording.
start recording? Awesome. So yeah, we'll just take time to go around like we did last time. I know not everybody was able to join last time. Just to kind of go around and share if you've been able to do a walk recently or like what's a challenge. Like that was great what you just brought up, Laura, about having something to hand out to people so they know how to contact you. And that's something that maybe Project Go could do too to help those of you who maybe aren't running your own business on the side. But yeah, I'll be quiet. Maybe we'll just go around. And maybe Laura, you want to share about what you were doing this weekend and what you've been up to? Oh, I got a helper here too. My kid is gonna.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so Gloria and I led walks at an event this weekend at Cascade Meadow in Rochester, Minnesota. It was for a group called Leadership Greater Rochester, which is a one-year thing with different people in leadership positions come together and they get like extra training and how to be a leader, and then they take on some kind of community project. And the project they took on was about forest bathing and mental health. And so they worked with Olmsted County Public Health, has a website called Credible Mind. And then they made signage about forest bathing and like with tips on like all like several different things you could do to go, and they have it in English and Spanish and Somali. And so they did a ribbon cutting for one of the signs at Cascade Meadow, and they're going to put another one. They have like 5 planned in like little in places around the area. Stewartville, Byron, Orinoco, something. So yeah, so they did that. They had a big ribbon cutting and a presentation, and then Gloria and I led walks for the people that were there, just like 30 minutes though, just because they had other parts of the program. So it was just a taste of it, but it was nice. Yeah, it went well. And it was nice to do it with Gloria. Yeah. And I've been incorporating forest therapy into my work at Riverside in small ways. And then also, I'm trying to take out groups of kids on Fridays, especially. And like this past Friday, Sarah was at school. So we did like 45-minute little nature walks with 3rd graders, which is fun. Yeah, so it's been going well. I've done a walk for colleagues a couple weeks ago at Quarry Hill, and that was nice. And oh, I had a meeting with the Quarry Hill staff because I wanted to try to set up more of a partnership, like a place where I and other people in our cohort could lead walks. And they were really interested and receptive. And so I volunteered to lead a walk for their staff so that they could see what it is. And so I'm going to lead a walk for them on Wednesday. And then I'll let you know how it goes. So there might be a way to like more officially partner with them, get on their program. So we'll see.
Do you want to also share a little bit about that Olmsted County kind of well, Nicole was there too. Maybe one of you guys or you can both kind of chime in on that Olmsted County celebration that they did through public health.
Do you want to talk about it, Nicole, or
Well, in either, I mean,
go ahead?
yeah, because I was late. So we did our presentations and so I only got in on the presentations, and then we led their staff and the guests on a very short walk, very expedited, and then that was it. So basically, I'm not sure what happened at the beginning,
And
but
that
they were
was
super excited.
that was public health staff and they pitched in 10,000 towards the Healing Forest project. So they were helping cover some of the tuition costs for the 5 folks from around Rochester area. So in exchange for that, they were kind of like, we would like to be able to, work with you guys, have you help with Park RX, in the
Yeah.
Rochester area and connecting healthcare providers to nature and stuff like that. So the conversation is just really getting started, but that was an opportunity to showcase within, public health to the other public health staff what the project was, what forest therapy is, and then have them maybe start having those internal conversations about, okay, now we have these cohort members, how can we work with them
Mhm.
to, you know, bring this into the work we do within the Olmsted County area. So that's exciting to see where that could go. It
Mhm.
wasn't really well attended. There was like 8 people or something.
Yeah.
But you hope they go back to their teams and have
Yeah.
conversations.
And one thing, just one more thing I wanted to offer is like, you know, these situations which when you are only able to offer like a half an hour, you know, it's kind of tricky. And I think it's definitely better than nothing, but I'm trying to make sure I say to the group, like, you know, typically these are 2 hours. And when you do get it, and I would really encourage you to try a 2 hour session, because being in a walk for that long really helps you get the full benefit. So I think it's, you know, like we have to work with what we have, you know, but I think it's worthwhile to like mention to them, because I feel that like a 2 hour walk, wow, it is really different for my well-being. So anyway, and it's just it's just so fast, you know, so
Yeah,
that's
that's a
okay.
good point, because you'll probably have, you know, if you haven't already, all of you, groups saying, you know, I'm interested in learning more, but sometimes you have to say, well, I could, like, I'm going to be going to Winona to meet with the Family and Children's Services folks at their office. They work with a lot of youth and families experiencing trauma. And we're going to start there, but then we're going to walk over to Lake Winona for like a half hour, just mini, right? And just to give them a taste of it. And then the same thing, like we could do a full walk if there's staff interested, or here's ones that are coming up if you want to try to catch one of these just to get that full experience. But just to give them a little taste of it, like you said, it sets the tone. At least they kind of get a little bit of an idea of what it is. So yeah, Laura's been busy. Thank you, Laura.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I'll just follow my screen here. Luisana, you would be next then. You want to share a little bit what you've been up to? You've been busy.
Hi everyone. Yes, definitely I has been very busy. I complete all my walks, but I don't debrief and make the report yet. I promise I will do before November end. um, but yes, right now I am developing the project with Minneapolis Parks Foundation, and that the project involves six forest bathing walk, and I partnership. So for this program has been successful because I partnership with different Spanish organizations, and I offer the for free the forest bathing. So each wall has been like between 15 and 20 people. The experience has been amazing. I can see the different when I for from each organization, for each age involved in the walk, and even the difference when it's just women participating, or there is a man. I can see different things that has been very incredible. But also another organization contact me and ask me for forest bathing, for they are offering a retreat, something like that. They want to include the forest bathing, be part of the retreat, and all this kind of thing has been in Spanish. That made me feel so proud. Um, and yeah, I really enjoy. I think right now all the thing between all the things I am doing, that is my best, or the part I really enjoy best, and I feel super happy for that.
That's awesome. Veronica texted me that she was on your walk this weekend, I think.
Yes.
She said, wow, in big capital letters. She said it was amazing.
Yes, I was super nervous. I was good.
No, that's great. She's very impressed. So
Nice.
you've been at, it seems like you've been at a lot of like conferences lately.
Yes, I was in the last Friday. I was in the Great Lakes Outdoor Summit on Duluth. Right now, I am part of the planning team in the Children's and Nature Network conference. That conference next year on May next year. I think I showed the information, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay. Yes, for next year, we are expecting another summit on Duluth. For 2026, we will have the National Outdoor Conference on Duluth too. So I think we can be prepared, or you can be prepared for that, because I would love to see you there and show all the how the programs works. I think this is a very good experience, and we can share with others.
Yeah, so I mean, if there's any of you that are involved with these conferences, if there's ever opportunity to have like a breakout session be on forest bathing where, you know, you need a bunch of us to come to be able to lead walks for small groups. I mean, keep that in mind, because reaching out to our group, we could get a few of us probably to be able to do something like that. So
Absolutely.
wonderful. Well, yeah, keep up the good work. Doing lots of good stuff. Okay, Jade shows up next on the screen here. How are you doing today, Jade?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. As far as like walks and things like that, I've been able to get involved in some of the groups here at Fernbrook for kiddos and facilitate walks within those groups. I've also done quite a few presentations and discussions about forest bathing and to hopefully be able to incorporate it as a practice that we regularly do at Fernbrook. So still working on how we can incorporate it into our diagnostic assessment process, but that is still a conversation that we're continuing to have.
I wonder if like Manuela would know of other like therapists around the world even, but that I guess I don't know the system. Is there a standard that when you talk about diagnostics, is there a standardized system that therapists use for, was this like prescribing nature therapy or
Yeah,
that
it would.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I think it gets a little tricky because each entity and individual does it a little bit differently. I think it would come down to recommending it as a service, which is something that is pretty standard across the board. I also think about for us finding like a standardized measure to like recommend it, because sometimes folks get kind of caught up on that of like, who should I refer for this service? So also coming up like with a questionnaire that we can give to clients in order to make it a little more standardized until people feel more comfortable with the practice.
Oh, so there's a therapist out of the Twin Cities who my girls go to this now I forget what it's called. They're out of St. Louis Park, and they do ecotherapy. And this Becca Manthe, she's a therapist I met at a Jack. Oh my gosh, my kid is sitting here eating ice cream and like being very loud. Take that downstairs or something. Anyways, I could connect you to her just because she's been doing this for a few years now as a therapist, and they have it set up like insurance covers it and everything too.
Oh,
So maybe I'll connect you to her just to see if there's a conversation there that could be helpful to you guys at Fernbrook.
yeah,
So I made a note to do that. I'll do that via email then. So
perfect. Thank you.
yeah, because it's exciting to see that eventually, hopefully, this can become mainstream and it's something that, you know, insurance companies don't question. Like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. Everything's okay with your patients? That Jade was on the list of folks to present at the Olmsted County thing last week, and then you had to intervene with a patient. So
Mhm.
things happen. We totally understand. That's the priority. Hopefully everything's okay though.
They're getting there. It was a little bit scary there a couple weeks ago, but I appreciate the flexibility for sure.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you. And I see Mary popped up when you started presenting. So on my screen, Mary was in between you and Luisana. So Mary, you want to go ahead next? Just kind of share what you've been up to, and yeah, if you're facing any challenges or anything, any way that we can help you with anything. Yeah, I'll be quiet.
Not that much has changed since our last check-in. We're like just starting to slow down at work, which means that I can actually like think a little bit more about stuff. I'm probably going to be leading like an optional staff. I did this last spring, but most of our staff are new at this point because we have all these new seasonal staff. So I'll be leading like an optional staff walk and little like that'll be my presentation in the next week or so. Or a couple of weeks, I have to figure out what day works best for people that are interested. And then, yeah, just trying to figure out a few more details. I mentioned in my message last time that I was trying to get some walks set up for schools like Lanesboro and so Lanesboro specifically, but then I have a couple friends that teach at Fillmore Central and at Kingsland. So trying to set up walks with some of our local schools and just everybody needing to have time to do that, including the teachers that I'm trying to coordinate with. So we're kind of plugging along, and as I've been updating a lot of lesson plans here. As I've been updating stuff, I've been going in and intentionally adding in components of like forest therapy that that makes sense within our content. Like a karst geology class, it doesn't make sense to do a full forest therapy, but you can talk through like, so there's so many invitations that you can do that meet the needs. I think the big thing too is like meeting the needs of all of our students, right? Some students are not interested in putting acid on a rock to test to see if it's limestone. And there's other things that they can do to learn about the rock. So working on that kind of stuff. And I am visited by, in case anybody wants to see, I have 2 skunks here. We're just sitting outside getting some enrichment.
Gosh. What are those? I mean, you use those in programming?
Yeah.
Do they have names? Or I can't remember if you guys name them or not.
Yeah, so we have cabbage and cricket.
That's delicious.
Yeah, and they do programming with us. We got them in towards the end of May, I want to say. So they're new, but they've been programming all fall and they're doing great. No seizures this time, so feeling a lot better this fall.
I was going to mention too, as you're working with those schools locally and trying to figure out how you might be able to lead some walks, if you need help, because what Laura's doing, how she's having me help a little bit when I can, it seems to be pretty nice because then she can take a class and split them into smaller groups and I can help lead part of it. So it's not like this, 20 kids at once, but it's a smaller group. So keep that in mind if any of us cohort members can help you out in that regard too. I think, is there another lady in Lanesboro though that's a forest therapy guide? Or
not in Lanesboro that I know of. There could be. I would have to look. There's somebody she's been an artist in residence, Annie Haney. And she led a walk at Eagle Bluff while our training was happening. Like early on. And then she's been back a couple times and will lead stuff down here, but she lives in the cities right now. So
okay. So yeah, just something to keep in mind if that's an option that could help facilitate that and make it a little easier for the schools.
Yeah. And Mary, I'm right. I'm literally a block from the Kingsland school. Yeah. So if you need someone, let me know to do it with you. And they have such a cool school forest to do the walk on.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the potential, and I was definitely gonna put it out there once I get things connected or like set up.
Nice. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so next on the screen here then would be Alexa. How are you doing today, Alexa?
Hey.
You've been busy too.
Yeah, I have been. And that's actually why I'm cameras off today. I was traveling every day last week for work. And I got to today and just completely crashed. So I'm actually at home sick today. But beyond not feeling well today, I'm doing pretty well. It's definitely been kind of busy for me because I just transitioned into a new job. And I am still working at my old job for a couple more weeks as we sort of like help with the transition stuff. But as far as forest bathing goes, I actually got the chance to guide yesterday up in Duluth, Minnesota. I was also up there for the outdoor summit and then went up to Grand Marais for a wedding on Saturday and then came down to Duluth on Sunday to do this walk. And yeah, it was a really, really cool experience for me because I I used to live in Duluth. It was the first place I moved when I came to the Midwest. So it's an area that is really special to me. But I also got a guide at Hartley Park, which was a park that I worked in a lot when I was up there. Because I worked for the Parks and Rec department. So we did a ton of work in that park. So yeah, it was special to reconnect with land. That meant a lot to me. And the program itself was actually in partnership with this filmmaker who made a 20-minute silent documentary about forest bathing. And him and his wife, who made the film together, their goal right now is to partner with environmental learning centers across the country to show people what forest bathing is like, and then also then lead them through a practice. So they're like trying to partner with guides in different areas of the world right now, or in our country. So this was their first test of that. And I thought it went really well. I've watched their film twice now, and it like almost moved me to tears because it's just there's so many like really beautiful small things that show how powerful forest bathing can be. Like she places like a stick down when she starts the walk, and then does it at the end too to mark that threshold. And the folks who were in the room like immediately had questions about that and wanted to know more about liminality and kind of what that would feel like. So it was cool to like have them go through that experience of watching it on screen and then bringing them outside. And I ran into a sort of a similar issue of like not knowing how to connect people with my work later, because I'm not set up right now to you know, I don't have like a formal business that I'm guiding under. I'm just sort of doing this as I find opportunities. But there was a lot of questions there was a lot of moms that were in the group, and they were very interested in how they could introduce forest bathing to their kids. And so I was able to connect them with some more resources. And that was pretty meaningful too. So yeah, still a little slow on the, like, I'm not going to dive deep in and start a business right this minute. I need some time to settle into my new position. But having these different opportunities to guide through these like extensions of connections that I have across the state has been really cool experience and helping me feel a lot more confident to guide.
Awesome. Would you be able to like email us or somehow share the link to that film? Is it out there like on YouTube or anything?
Yeah, so I'll ask the filmmaker if he's okay with me doing that. He has like a private link that he shared with me so that I could get a glimpse at it. And I know that there's some, because he's sending it to film festivals, there's some rules around
Oh,
like where
sure.
he's allowed to have it seen. But I did mention that I would connect him with anybody from our cohort who might be interested. So I plan to send out a message to all of you later. And hopefully, if he's okay with me sharing that, I can include the link in there. And again, it's just like a 20-minute documentary, so it's a really quick watch, but I think everyone would enjoy it. So yeah.
Alexa, even
Awesome.
if we could watch it like at one of our check-ins in the next month, that,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
together, and then you'd still have the rights, you know, we wouldn't be sharing the actual, that
Yeah,
would
that's a
be, I
great
would
idea.
love to watch that with all of you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Sure. One other thing I'll mention too is, there's that curriculum. So that's another tool to pass along to like parents, teachers, whatever, because it's got the whole damn script for leading a forest therapy walk. Granted, you should be trained, but it's abbreviated in a way that like anybody can do it. So that's a resource too. And that's free because everybody's going to try to make money off of this, which I get angry about. And I get it. Like we want to be paid. We need to be paid for our time, but pretty soon there's going to be buy these scratch and sniff stickers so you can smell the forest, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that. And I wanted to be able to create some free resources for people. So that is out there too. It's on our website. It's kind of a funky way to get to it. So I might work on after what Laura mentioned earlier, creating something simple that could be handed out that has a direct link to that Healing Forest page that lists all of you guys and your emails so people can find each of you and they can see where you live and they can watch your final presentations. They can download the curriculum if they want. Yeah, so I'll work on something like that. Okay, enough of me blabbing. We only have a little bit of time left. Angela shows up next. How have you been, Angela? Are you there? Otherwise, we can go to Gloria and come back to you in a minute. How are you doing, Gloria? You're muted.
Hi,
There we go.
I'm sorry I arrived a little bit late, but I got to hear some of the things that Madeline and Alexa share. And today I'll start with the recent events that, I had Laura invited, send us an email. I don't know if you guys received that or remember she sent it, but it was to help her, collaborate and walk with Olmsted, cut ribbon cut for this. I forgot, it's for the oh, I don't know if Laura. Anyway, I sent a picture, but it was at Rochester and it was short. It was like, I don't know, like 30 minutes each, both of the sessions. So it was kind of like a little taste. And that was okay. It was nice. I mean, some people really got to say, oh my gosh, this is the most relaxed I feel in the whole week. And I was like, yeah, no, it's only 10 minutes. So yeah, so I'm grateful for that. And recently today in the past couple of days, I've been thinking, how can I, just get it out there in the school, like really start to think about how to connect with the schools, and like who I thought about science teachers and about counselors, and it's just like in my time. So I mean, I'm totally okay doing volunteer work, but I just want to really get it there for the kids. Like, so I'm still navigating those spaces, and yeah, it's pretty much taking it really slow because I feel it's just really sacred for me, this, and don't want to make it into this capitalistic thing, as you were mentioning, Sarah, but really be intentional about how I deliver this practice to the world, because and I think that's why I'm like really carefully processing my each step, so I'm slow, and that's okay. And but I'm sure it will get out there somehow. I do have, I forgot to mention, I do have like been doing did 2-3 nature walks through community education, and that was good. I didn't charge a lot, and that's okay. The point here is to just bring the awareness. So yeah.
Have you started your is it your master's program?
Yeah, I'm with Bucky. We're doing the masters in trauma
Oh my
informed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, that there might be things you come across right through that journey where you see, oh, this is something I can share with that cohort or that group.
Yeah. Actually, a professor was like, oh, maybe later you can share more about it, and maybe Bucky can jump in with me and we can do something to
There
share.
you go. That would be great.
Yeah. So it's really cool just to like, oh, we'll see. Will something come out, I'm sure. Like,
Oh yeah. So this is Jack, and he helped put together the backpacks for the Healing
oh,
Forest cohort. So he had a
okay.
question for everybody.
I forgot what the question was.
How they liked their
Do
backpacks.
you guys like them? I guess.
Your backpacks.
Yay.
Hopefully they're able to use some of those things. There's some
Yeah.
fun stuff in there, huh? Okay. Well, I know Gloria and Angela, I saw you featured in the Spillway Stories magazine that they put out. That was a very nice resource that they created. And then they highlighted some of the work you've been doing in your journeys. I don't think they talked about forest bathing at all, but just the work you do in the community. That was really neat to see. I don't know if that's digital where I could send that out to everybody. I'll have to look into that. No, you don't think so?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah, sorry. I can find out, but
Yeah,
I'm
find
not
out.
sure. Okay.
If it's available, we'll send it out. Otherwise, I can try to track down some more hard copies of that thing.
Alexa just
beautiful.
said she has a link she'll share.
I was
Oh,
gonna
cool.
say, I think you can get online and look at some of them, and then I
Okay.
have 4 copies at my house, and I know they still have copies at the office.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
because they're doing some like open house in November for it.
Oh, okay.
So people can go
Nice.
down and check out they have like big pictures of us on the walls.
How'd you get a selfie next to one of the big pictures?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it's your turn, Angela. It looks like you have a neck brace on. What's going on?
Oh, I've been having a really rough, probably this year has been horrible for me after all that stuff. I'm just, I had surgery on my neck and um, I thought I was doing really, really well. And then it's just getting like all the same symptoms are coming back and yeah, so I've been very limited with what I can do. And so yeah, it's just been kind of um humbling and uh, I don't know. It's really affecting my self-esteem.
Well, let us know if there's anything we can do to help you.
Well, I haven't been able to do walks. I haven't been brave enough to like feel like I can make it through them physically. So I did do with one with Gloria that worked out really well. And my mom wanted to do one, so I was gonna do like a brief one with her and a couple of her friends. But yeah,
And
that's
are you
me.
still out at Prairie Island helping out there still?
They're closed down for the season. They'll
Oh,
be actually closing everything on Wednesday. Everybody's got to be out. So yeah, they shut the water off like last week sometime. There's still campers out there, but everybody has to be out the 31st. But we will be doing maple syrup out there.
okay, cool.
So and hopefully during that time we'll be able to maybe lead some walks in the middle of winter.
Right. So, you were originally going to do some walks out there, but then the river was high for like 2 months.
Yeah, I know. And Gloria's been doing them out there. That's where we did ours. And
Okay,
I know that she's been doing the ones for community education out there. And then
okay.
just last weekend they had some Halloween haunted hollow walk out there, which I don't think it's anything to do with forest bathing, but
Uh, so I just real quick because I did let Ann Conway know I had a meeting with Winona Early Childhood Family Education, and we are going to try to do Project Go is going to come in and lead some sessions for parents, but then we talked about doing some field trips each season out to Prairie Island just to
Mhm.
help them find nature locally. And so it would be these families with little, little ones, what is it, 0 to age 5 or something is early childhood.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to come out for a winter field trip and then we would do a spring one and then we'll look at summer, fall later. But that's something I'll keep you copied on too, if you're feeling up to it later and you want to be involved with that.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
the thing is like sometimes I'm fine and I can like do whatever. And then other times I'm just like, yep, I'm like the past week I've been in my house pretty much doing nothing.
you only gotta let your body rest.
Yep.
But what we were hoping was that we could lead some forest bathing walks for the adults while there's children's activities for the kids. So we
Yeah.
could kind of let the parents get a taste of what forest bathing is. And with Jade too, we were going to do that in Rochester with the Jeremiah program, and then they had staff turnover and it didn't work out. But they want to eventually do something like that in Rochester too. So I'll keep you posted on that. So well, hope you're feeling better soon. And like I said, let us know if there's anything we can do to help you out.
Yeah. No, they gave me a shot in my sacral joint, which made things worse because
Ugh.
it transferred over to the other side now.
Oh no.
And then my neck, they want to do an injection in my neck. And I'm like, it didn't work for my hip. So why would I want to do it for my neck?
Yeah. Oof.
Ugh. But
Jeepers. Well, yeah, I don't know what to good luck with that. I don't know what to say. That
There isn't
doesn't
anything to
yeah,
say.
doesn't sound like fun.
No.
Oh, goodness. Well, hopefully they can find some relief somehow for you.
Yeah, and I'm
Okay.
worse
Whoops,
at
sorry.
navigating this. I'm trying to turn my mute.
Oh, well, we'll hand it over to Nicole now because I think is she the last one on there? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I also was at the Great Lakes Outdoor Summit, Louisiana. I saw you win your prize at the end, and that was like, I missed you all day. I didn't realize you were there. So, yeah, it was just a fun thing. But and Alexa too. So it was kind of fun to see people there. I have one walk left, and I'm going to be doing it on with a 4-H project day retreat November 23rd and 24th. So that will be my last one. And yeah, we chit chat a little bit about the presentations that we did with Muse and the staff with public health. So that was great. And like I said, they were just so grateful and just really, I think, impressed with what we're doing. So it was kind of cool. And then they're looking at meeting quarterly. I don't think we need to meet monthly, but if that's what he decides, but quarterly, so we can all keep sharing this. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm having more fun kind of, and I know this is like taking, is not the true sequence, but taking apart all of the parts of a forest walk and being able to use them really well, like in individual, like settings or when it's for a different age group or a different event, being able to use that. So I'm really liking that piece.
Awesome. How are you getting feedback from other extension folks? Like, how are you sharing it within the extension service? Because I'm curious to see how it could be used more broadly across that whole system.
Yeah, I've been using it with the youth groups. So that's where the kids, the 4-Hers at different events and different experiences. And, the sit spot, that's just such a easy one to do. And then being able to just do it a little more intentionally. So the kids are appreciating it, and that connection to nature is something that's really important to me. So
Yeah, because I know, like, I think of like Angie Gupta with the what is it, Forest Stewardship Program? Is that what it's called?
Yep.
And like, she was talking with our Master Naturalist class in August about just like that climate anxiety and how it's like it's such a real thing with climate change. And so, like, I'm just thinking there's other
That'd be
extension
kind of cool.
educators.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like
Yeah.
partnering with them.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, Dr. Jean Larson at the
Oh
U
yeah.
of M there, like, they have their little hub of, I don't even know what she's the Bakken Center for Spirituality and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And so they offer all these different types of therapeutic practices. And I don't even
Yeah,
know if
that would
she's
be something cool.
right? But like,
She's
I know they do
faculty
some of
and
that.
yep.
Yeah. Yeah, they do some of that at the Arboretum. And I don't know if it's U of M staff that are trained or if they're contracting
I
with
think
outside people. I think there's potential like within the U of
yeah.
M system, and there's campuses all over the state. Like, how could there be more of
Yeah.
a partnership? So my daughter goes to the U. She's a senior this year, Rose,
Mm-hmm.
and she's an anthropology major. So they have an anthropology conference every year. And so she was trying to figure out, she had me come and lead a walk for the anthropology club. They advertise it to students. This was last year. They advertised it to all the students, and they had like, that was the most attended meeting they've had because people came that aren't even in the club just because they were curious about the walk. And so then when they were thinking about planning the conference for this year, which is going to be in January, I think they were thinking of a theme. And then she was like, well, we could weave in like the relevance of nature, the importance of nature. If you look at human evolution, right? You can tie it into anthropology. So I can't remember what they picked the topic, but she asked if they do like a silent auction. And I said, well, I could donate a walk. So like whoever buys it, it can be for them and up to 10 friends. Right. And I
Well,
could
that's
guide a
cool.
walk. And she said a lot of times it's faculty that bid on those auction items. Like that's their main, because college
That's
students
cool.
don't have money.
Yeah, true. True.
But she also asked like who within the university could talk about this. And I said, well, get a hold of Dr. Jean Larson. I think she would be probably right up at the
Mm-hmm.
top of who within the university there could talk about it, but she would know other people too. So I feel like there could be more even done just right there in the U of M Twin Cities campus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Right?
would agree.
And granted, that's not our like geologic or our geographic turf. Like Louisana's up there, Madeline's up there, but but just helping be that squeaky wheel. Like, are you aware of this practice? How can we help you be able to offer these experiences to students? So yeah, just knowing you work for the University of Minnesota, it's like you're that foot in the door.
Yeah. Yep.
So well, are there any last questions
Yeah.
or anything before we need to log off? Everybody's doing good work. I know everybody's juggling a lot, and I mean we're in the last final stretch of this cohort, so literally 1 month to go, and then it's like it's officially done, but we'll stay in touch. And like we talked about at the retreat, if we could at least, have a retreat once a year, we can continue to get together and network. That would be incredible. So yeah, I don't want to keep people on here longer than we need to be. If nobody has anything else, we can go ahead and log off.
Hey, Sarah, this is specific for you. Do you need my address for me to get my certificate and also the additional book that was included?
Yeah, I have all that, and I'm trying to figure out. We have no money at Project Go. I haven't been getting paid, and I've been putting in like 70 hours a week. So I don't even have money to mail you guys your stuff. So I need to figure out how I can strategically drop things off when I'm in places. And I am going to be in Rochester a couple times in the next couple weeks here. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll try to figure out how I can get it. Even if I get it to Quarry Hill and like you could pick it up from there, something like that.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Or you can drop it off at my office, Sarah, and Jade, I
Oh,
can
that
always bring
works.
it to you too.
Okay.
We'll
when
figure
I'm in
something
there.
out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. I feel bad because at the thing last week when Nicole and Laura and Bucky and that, they were there and I forgot to bring the stuff with today.
Oh, shoot.
So we'll get it. We'll get it to you. If anything, I can take pictures of the certificates right now and send them via digital copy. Then you'll get your hard copy when it gets there. Awesome. Well, you guys have a great week. It's only Monday today. Thank you, Nicole, for
Yeah.
recording this. We'll be in touch.
Bye.